Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to what is the brand new, quite short series, I believe. I believe there's only 2 rounds here for the Rookie Cup this week. And I believe it is. Obviously, you got the Tuesday League ran, well, by me. And obviously, Barry has, I think you're quite a frequent member now, to be honest. You do more than me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just poking my head in when I feel like it, you know. No, I'm joking. Nah, it's good to be part of it, you know. Just doing what I can when I can.
And also good morning or afternoon or evening to everyone in chat. I'm hoping it's not morning because that means ping's going to be a nightmare for people. But Sharwin, Mank and Ches, welcome all into chat. I do see Ches is in the Mustang, which is quite a brave choice to say the least. Not many people seem to be in that car this week. It is more of the weaker cars, even though it's a next-gen car, but it seems quite weak around ACC at the moment, even with the BOP implemented. So here's definitely something that we might see struggle. But hey ho.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to see at least a couple of them showing up. People will just be running it because it's new.
True.
Something new to do.
I think that's one thing as well to take in consideration. It being a rookie cup, you won't see obviously as fast at times, but they're still quite fast so far. 201s so far, nearly going into the borders of the 59s. But hopefully we can see that. We've still got 24 minutes of qualifying. No split qualifying to be seen here tonight. Everyone seems to be running the same license. As now Ches is flexing his spanner next to his name, as we had a very, very long conversation about spanners. Just don't ask. And then Reese, good evening to you as well. But in terms of qualifying time so far, everyone seems to be improving. Everyone seems to be in the green times as it stands. We do see it's actually going to be Lacour. I believe that's how you say his name, in the BMW M4 going across Hamilton Straight now. No, that's not Hamilton Straight. That's going into Corpse. Sorry about that. Start finish straight. But he currently in P8 with a 201.677. We do see the fastest lap time so far now has gone down into 2 minutes, just barely though. 2:09.25, followed then by Howard in P2 with a 201.0, but is improving to potentially go into those 2 minutes as he comes across the start finish line now. And that's going to be him going up into P2 with a 2 minutes 0.8.
Yeah, that's that. Mouchard. Sorry, I'm gonna butcher that, and I apologize. My being Irish does not suit well doing other people's names. He's just taken P1 straight off hard right after he taken it with the 2 minutes 0.67. Oh wow, there you go. Alfie Price in the BMWs just did a 159.64. So that's pretty quick. That's 9/10 back to P2 now. All the times are tumbling at the moment. The positions are changing constantly. It's going to be difficult to keep up.
I think that is one thing that will happen. We've got 40 drivers. It doesn't seem, I think maybe just over 75% of the grid have set a time so far. So it does as well seem that the times are quite spaced out with, well, going from obviously Alfie Price's 159 all the way down to what seems to be P26, the only one who has set a valid uptime so far with a 204.5. But again, constantly changing as we do see now. It's going to be, once again, I think it's Mancunian? That's going to be a name I'm going to butcher a lot, so I apologize as well about that. We're 201.20, wait, 2 minutes on 1. Sorry about that. Now, I'm warning you right now. I am super rusty. I've not been in some time, so it's going to take some time to get back up to speed, so I apologize for
that. We see the port 992 of Falero. I'm going to put, sorry about that. He's went up to P3 now with a 2 minutes 0.33. Porsche being my favorite car at ACC, so I'm always happy to see one near the front of the grid.
I've never gone along with the Porsche. I don't think I ever will, unless I can tolerate it.
I did it. I stupidly did a 24 hours of Nords in the Porsche.
Oh my god.
that was a very silly idea. But we end up, I think, P14 out of 90 drivers or something. It was pretty good result considering.
That's not bad at all. We do actually see Alfie Price as well now going across Woodcock, going across the line now to 6/10 his name, so we might see him going into the 58 here, which is starting to symbolize that he might not be a rookie for much longer. Barely in the border there. But yeah, 59.0 as Barry just mentioned, but he is going to back out into pits with still 21 minutes left to go with quite a reasonable gap that we do see the 128 for our 296. of Alessio trying to decrease, now down to 8 tenths now.
A couple of drivers further down the grid. Tartari in the Lamborghini is about 8 tenths, 9 tenths up. Just actually pulling over to a second, coming across through Loughtfield, I believe it is. Heading across into the back straight, across the line is going to put him on to P9. That's a great improvement there.
Very significant improvement indeed.
Going to see a lot of these drivers improve quite significantly, I would imagine. Even the ones set to sort of slower lap times, you would expect them to get themselves a little bit closer to the front of the field, or at least attempt to.
I think it's Ricky Louis, I think it's the Hong Kong driver. That is not, I don't think you see many Chinese drivers that much, mainly because this is a very European and American dominant game, but it is very good to see that obviously the grids are becoming more and more global as it is now. I'm not sure what time it would be around there, but we do see Sharwin saying it's not Mank. I'm not too sure, but Mank replying to himself saying, Mank, it is. Yes, it used to be. Oh my days, I'm sorry, I can't read that. I need glasses now, I think. My eyes are starting to go horrible, so it's too far away from the screen. But Toga Motorsports, either that's Hayden or Mac saying hi, so good evening to one of you. Or it could be Ollie as well, actually. I'm not sure who has access to the count anymore. But as well as Howard now going through onto the Hamilton straight. Now it is going to be him going up a second to his pit best lap time so far. Going through Abbey. Now it does seem he might be able to go up quite a few positions, potentially going up into P2 if he's able to keep this lap time validated.
He's lost a lot of time through Abbey there.
He did as well, yeah.
And seeing if he can pick it up a little bit. He lost about 4 tenths worth of improvement. Must just be fighting that ass in a little bit. But the time is there for him if he can hold the lap together. He can definitely set himself well into the top 10.
Doesn't seem he will, because he is now. He has just, unfortunately, pulled his lap time aside, but now I'm assuming Hayden's going to be the one referring to as the boss, but welcome in, Hayden. Hopefully you're having a nice little mini getaway. Is that what you say? Getaway? Yeah, getaway. That's it.
Yeah, he's for a little mini one just to relax. So enjoy some good commentary. Well, is that? Am I allowed to say that yet?
Don't know about that.
I don't know. We'll just go with it. Let Hayden dispute that if he wants to.
Obviously, Hayden says smash a like on the video as well as obviously subscribing. If you have a YouTube account, it's not that difficult to make a YouTube account, so there is no excuse. Okay, maybe I shouldn't say that. Sounds a tiny bit too forceful. But obviously, if you didn't see the Twitter post from Toga yesterday, or obviously in the Discord that I posted as well, Toga officially hit Gold Partner on SimGrid yesterday, which is obviously a huge accomplishment for Toga, and very, 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 what's the words? Oh my days, my brain's going.
A very awesome accomplishment. It just shows the testament how well Hayden and the rest of the team have set up this community. So, keeping building and improving, and obviously that gold status just shows how hard everyone's worked for it.
Indeed.
And Hayden is chilling with a beer, watching you legends.
That's not
legends,
us.
But I don't know who you're referring to there, but sure, we'll go with it. But you enjoy that beer. You've earned it, I think.
However, Sharwin on Twitch, it seems, giving us the subscribe. So very, very, very oh my days, my brain's going. Thank you very, very much for that. I just
one of those days.
Yeah, I haven't been on all week, so.
It's all good. I'll if your brain starts going, I'll just jump in.
You see,
it's all good.
Finley Gamble here in the 4296. Quite a good livery, actually. I do like that. There's probably a huge livery, though, because it seems to be a lot of PNGs, but he does seem to have disconnected, though, actually. I'm not sure what happened there. Finley Gamble leaving the server? I was just on board with him.
He's still there for me. Still there for me. He's a P4.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what happened there, but it just seems to auto-rotate the camera when I didn't want it to.
I love this livery. This is one of my favourite liveries I've ever seen in ACC. I've seen it on a different race.
Which one? The 2ID?
The Gambles livery.
Yeah.
I see Big Les on it, and I'm like, not a lot of people will know what that is, but if you do, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I need to make a livery like that. I
Uh,
haven't made a livery in ages, but it does seem
I've tried to make a livery in Blender using the 3D models, and it's not fun.
one of my friends who's done quite a bit for QNOS as well still makes it in 2D, which I respect so highly, and it's still
Oh,
difficult
people who
doing
can
it.
make them, fair play to you. I can't
Yeah,
do it.
I just don't have the creative mindset to make one at all.
I don't either. You know, as like a few people know, I'm a software engineer, but like I can code, I can't design.
Stefan Van La, welcome into chat. Coming in 30th place. 30th place seems, as that changed? It seems to have changed, unfortunately. No, that's not him. There is too many people with Van Der in their name. But I'm not sure. That's like, can I say that? I think I can.
I think you can. You're not really saying anything malicious. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. As well as what's it called? Sharmaton, I received half my cockpit today. UPS couldn't manage the whole thing. So, wait, so what kind
Wow.
of cockpit did you get? So, I'm assuming it's definitely going to be something quite hefty if it's not being able to be delivered in one batch. So I'm going to try, say, an aluminium profile rig, which hopefully you don't have to pay 2 shipping costs for that. And also Toga, also known as Hayden now, saying 10 subscribers away from 4K, so definitely subscribe if you haven't already. And I want to say it right now, I do have quite a bit of signed stuff from British GT. So if we do hit 4K, I might do a giveaway. I can't say if I can 100% do it, because obviously Hayden has to verify all of that. But I do have quite a bit of signed posters and stuff I can give away if Hayden's down
Awesome,
for
man.
that.
Very generous of you.
Oh,
Just gonna jump back over to the race and see there's the Mustang of Tronzen
cheers.
is 1.7 seconds up currently on his lap. Uh, Coming in around Brooklands and Luffield, up towards the line now. He's gonna be about a 1.3 second improvement. It's not going to bring him too far up the order, but it might. It's going to take him to 27th. Actually, I'd tell a lie. That's a very good improvement. As the field is becoming very very packed, like tightly packed in the midfield, by the looks of it.
It does seem so, yeah. Most drivers are around a tenth from each other, maybe less. No one is improving though, apart from P3, who is currently Lalini, who is going to go across the line now, potentially going to go up a position, but that is actually Hamilton straight. I've
You're
been
thinking
playing
of
too
the
much
wrong straight.
F1. Yeah,
Yeah. I was just about to say that's Abbey where he's about to go
yeah,
through.
going farm curve as well, and then the loop.
Yeah, he's holding about 5 tenths up currently, so that'll tighten the gap towards Gamble in P2 if he can hold the time together. Looking a little bit further downfield, Adrian Had in the 296 is about 8 tenths up, just heading into Brooklands now. And round Luffield. If I get that corner name wrong, by the way, tell me. I'm pretty sure that's
That
the right
is
way.
Luffield. The next one coming up is Woodcock.
Yeah, there you go. I knew I got some of it right. And heading
50-50.
round. Yeah, we're almost there. And 7 tenths improvement for him brings it on to P9. There
Huge
you go.
improvement there. 2 minutes, 0.487 from the German
It's
driver.
it's looking like from about P23 up, if you improve even a tiny bit, you're probably going to gain position. It's so tightly packed from there up. Um, this is a pretty cool livery. The Porsche 888 of Vivodis. I'm gonna butcher that. I apologize. Coming out of Maggins and Beckett's is about half a second up on his lap. Um, Love the Porsche. I don't actually know how good the Porsche is around Silverstone. I don't think I've ever actually raced that combination. Coming in around Stowe, looking very nice. Holding that 5 tenths, which is what we love to see. That'll bring him in around 5 tenths improvement. Where's that going to bring you? That's going to bring up into the top 6 from P20. That's an insane improvement if he can hold it.
Potentially, he does still have, obviously, another sector to do now, going through Abbey and Farm Curve. Now, he is still able to maintain about that 3 tenths improvement that he has. In fact, he is improving even more now, going up to 3.5 tenths, going into the loop now. But as it does
Oh, he ran a
stand,
bit deep there.
yeah,
He's
runs
lost
very
all that
deep.
time.
Unfortunately for him, losing all of the time. He might be able to improve it going through Wellington Straight and obviously the final two corners of Luffield and Woodcurve, but I don't think he's going to be able to find 6 tenths to unfortunately go up those positions. However, we do see Ches, also known as, I think, I'm not even going to say Tronsden. It's a Swedish name, obviously. He's from Sweden with Top Z Sports in the Ford Mustang. Obviously, one of the only drivers in that car so far. I believe there's only 3 Mustangs. There might be 4. No, there's only 3 Mustangs
I
on
only
the
see
grid.
3, yeah.
But he is currently 2 tenths up. Could actually go up quite a few positions if he's able to maintain about 5 tenths or so. But does seem going through the loop. Now he isn't able to hold a green delta at all. And he's going to have to try fight for it going through the final 2 corners that he has left. To actually try to fight for a better lap time. However, we do see Lee as well. Just coming through Stoke now, going into very, very tight chicane. It is now the Irish driver, Philip Lee, going through now, still improving quite significantly, but does seem...
Yeah, as we see Chris Mouchard in the 11 McLaren coming in through Luffield now. He's about 6 tenths up coming out of it. 5.5 tenths roughly, heading up towards Woodcut. That's the right name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. I'm getting there. That's gonna bring him. That's gonna be a big improvement. Oh, was that an invalid lap? It wasn't red for me. He
He
hasn't
didn't
changed position.
improve, no.
He was 6 tenths up. That must have been a visual glitch from AC.
It was
from race control.
It was invalid lap. It was because he did a 2:01. Yeah, 2 minutes and 1/10 it does seem, but unfortunately it didn't go through, so he had to cut somewhere. Harry Howard then saying 17 cars below the cut-off time. We'll let the admins deal with that. That's not our responsibility, luckily.
Yeah, we just talk nonsense.
Exactly. Best job ever.
Oh yeah, that's great. Let me see who else. As we see Tartari in that Lamborghini. Oh, and I've just commentator cursed him. I slid the whole way through Luffield. Lost any time he gained there. I apologize. It's gonna be one of those days. Yeah, Woodcott. Yeah. I remember most of the Silverstone corner names, but some of them I'm a little bit just can't remember them fully. So we'll get there.
However,
keep me right.
Not sure if this is a valid lap time so far, but we do see in P38 the number 720 McLaren 720S Evo now going through Luffield's, well, first pit of the complex of Luffield. Currently 1.5 seconds up. This will actually put him into only P35 because unfortunately he does seem to have created a bit of a gap for himself in terms of the qualifying lap time. Now going through Woodcott. Does seem that might be invalid actually. He did seem to go cut quite through the inside line, but he did go up 3 positions there, but now he is in, well, closer territory to actually improve even more because he does seem quite a few people are in the 3 seconds boundary as well as him.
A lot of people seem to be struggling with the loop section from what I can tell. Especially the Mustangs, they're struggling to get that heavy car through it. As we see, who's improving? Hillaret? Sorry, I'm gonna butcher that. Is coming round towards Woodcott now. He's actually picked up a quarter of a second just from that one corner alone. And it's going to cross the line. It's going to bring him up a bunch of positions. That's going to put him in the top 10. That's a great lap. Like we say, these lap times are getting very, very tightly packed from about P5 till about P23 is within 8 tenths of each other. That's kind of mad.
I assume it might be the same with Chris Mouchard now, currently in the McLaren 20S, number 11. Currently P17, going into the final few corners before going onto the Hamilton straight. This obviously not being the start-finish section for the GT cars. For F1 cars it would be, but currently 2.5 tenths up. Would be able to place himself potentially in P9 and take away Hillaret's position, but it does seem Hillaret's actually improving quite a significant amount as well. 3 tenths to his name, but not as much as Mouchard. at the moment. It does seem now going through the farm curve and the loop. Now, this is obviously where Barry mentioned a load of these drivers were struggling, but he does seem to take it quite neatly going onto the Wellington straight now.
Very nice. And he's holding that at about 5/10 as well. That's going to put him right about the top 6 if he can hold this time. But any improvement's going to bring him up a couple of positions at a minimum.
Hmm.
So he'll be feeling good about this lap if he can hold it all together.
Goes through
Uh,
Luffield now. 5 tenths up. One more corner left to do. Not a very difficult corner to get right. Woodcock now 5.5 tenths. Whose name can potentially even go up now to actually P5. He goes up into P6 there with a 2-minute point.
ooh,
122. So even
two
better there for him.
1,000s, 2 1,000s behind P5.
Yep.
I think in a little slide at the tail end of Luffield there,
Oh my
maybe lost
days.
in that
Yeah,
a tiny
2,000 to a
bit.
second between the two drivers of P5 and P6. Emiras then saying hello in chat. Good evening to you. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, you'll need to get yourself into the rookie series, Amiris, soon. Show us all the skills Max been teaching you.
Oh yeah, I forgot Mac. Is obviously Mac being quite a fast driver as well. Uh, Teaching a few of the drivers in Toga the basics and stuff of ACC. And it's amazing just knowing like the basics of obviously like the racing line and how to brake properly. How much time it actually can gain you. I need to have a coffee soon.
I don't know if it's me or you that's just.
What's
Uh,
happened? Is everything alright? If he tries to sorting out his stuff now, Chris Mouchard now once again going through the farm curve and the loop for probably one of the final times now for him. He just needs to gain 2,000 of a second to get into the top 5, but can potentially, we do see a BMW M4 potentially scuffing up his lap time just a tiny bit now, 4 tenths up. He can actually potentially go into P3 here if he continue gaining at the rate he currently is. 2 corners have to go, Luffield and Woodcock. 2 quite major corners, obviously Luffield being more major, having very, very narrow positioning of the track. It does seem he makes a bit of a mistake there, but still gains going through the final part of Luffield going into Woodcock now. Chris Mouchard potentially going up into the top 3 here, maybe just a bit less here as it does seem. I'm pretty sure we have just seen Price or someone
oh, he's went.
P2 there, but I think we've just lost a driver.
Where's? Oh, I think Price is disconnected.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It seems Price has just disconnected because all of the times just suddenly decreased. But that's actually going to be
Mish,
Mouchard going into... I'm sure. I'm not actually going to make conclusions because I'm not sure what's happening.
Currently he is provisional P1, but I'm not sure what's going on with potential
Next to
disconnects there.
say check incident outcomes, so I will
Oh,
quickly do that now. So I'm assuming... Uh, I'll do that now if you just entertain chat.
yeah, I will do that. Let's have a look through, see who's doing some last laps. With qualifying coming to the end now, drivers only be doing probably one more flying lap or 2 if they're crossing the line in the next uh 30 to 40 seconds. As we see who is improving, not many people are actually out on track at the moment. As there's actually no one's in the green delta except for Casper Olsen in the Ferrari 296 coming through the loop section. He's holding his time at about even. Actually, the only driver with any sort of green delta at this very moment. I'm assuming anyone out on track is preparing for their final lap now. It's going to be quite key here, as like we've been mentioning, it's not going to take much to improve positions, especially if you're around the mid pack. Um, so anyone who's out now will be eager to get a position or two, as Casper Olsen's actually he's going to go into the red delta, obviously just preparing for a final lap if he has the fuel. As a lot of drivers have now just started their final lap by the looks of it. Again, no one is really in the green delta; they're all red delta, and most drivers are actually in the pits now. From what I can tell, there's only maybe 10 out on track, 12 out on track. So let's follow one of those drivers who is setting a fast lap. Tancredi in the BMW in P23. He's holding his time at about even, coming in towards Maggins and Beckett's complex. Incredibly difficult piece of track, and he's actually just lost a lap there, and that's his qualifying over. He will not. He stopped the car, so he won't have time to go out again. Um, Benjamin Alexi in the Audi of all cars. Rare to see one of those floating about. Is about a tenth up going through Maggins and Beckett's. What a great sounding car that is.
So, in
Uh,
terms of what the incident outcomes that have been displayed, so far it's a 10-second time penalty for car 12 for causing a collision with car 37 that we didn't see on broadcast, as well as car 17, 48, and 128 being the reason why now Mouchard's on pole, removed for being too fast. Obviously, they were quite fast to say the least, being in the 58, I believe they got into, so definitely a reasonable choice to make by the stewards there.
yeah, fair enough. Got some good clarification on that. Thanks, Dex. Um, Looking back onto the last qualifying laps now, Julien Veneer, I'm gonna go with that. In the Aston Martin in P5 is about a tenth up currently. He was 2 or 3 tenths up, but he lost it there, coming in towards that chicane complex for Hamilton Straight. Now holding his time at around even, going through Abbey. He'll be trying to see if he can get closer to the top two. He's actually losing more time, bleeding more time, so I don't think he's going to be improving. Oh, actually, I say that he's starting to go towards the green delta again, through the loop.
There we go.
Yeah, he's holding it just about even now, so it's not over yet for him. He just needs a tenth to jump into the top three. Well, tenth and a half to jump into the top three. So if he can get Brooklands, Luffield, and Woodcock right, he should be able to make that happen.
I think he's getting a bit too eager now and trying to
Yeah,
break it
he's
very late, and it does seem he's going to stay in the red deltas. We do see
yeah.
Mank saying the rear left is routing, and Sky is saying the Audi is a difficult car to drive fast, or is it only one? Or why is it the
Uh,
only one? The Audi is a difficult car to drive. I drove it for a
it's
season, but it's not as difficult as some of the other cars. Let's say that.
yeah. I think a lot of the thing is it's been nerfed a lot in the bops, so it's not a favorite car really anymore.
Hmm.
From what I've heard, I've never really driven it myself.
I've never.
Um,
I've driven it, yeah, for a season, but I can't really compare it to some of the cars because I. One thing I think I found when it comes to driving cars is when you stick to a car, it's very, very difficult to adapt to other cars. I think that might just be a me thing though, because I've only driven ever two cars realistically, and that would have been the M4 and the 720S. But I'm not sure about you because I know you're a big fan of the 992.
I love the 992. It's a difficult car to drive, but whenever you can get it on the ragged edge, it's such a rewarding car to drive.
It sounds
Uh,
lovely though, because I will just quickly
yeah,
do a grid walk now, so I will get that ready. But the Audi, because of obviously the LFM bop as well, I believe it's being nerfed quite a bit, as you said earlier, but with the LFM bop being one of the main reasons it's been nerfed so much, it is going to be one of the cars that is going to be one of the slower cars to drive now, unfortunately.
yeah, and it's used to be Mercedes here as well. Actually, I didn't notice that.
Mercedes seem to be quite good as well now, but we do see going onto the grid walk very, very quickly because we don't have much time. Michard currently in
Yeah,
pole position, followed with Bucci there, and then Mancunian in the Lamborghini 909, rounding out the top three, following them by Bevedus, and then Vina in the Aston Martin, rounding out the top five, as well as Valerio, and then it's going to be Smith, and then Heliarit rounding out the top eight, then by Had and Quinton as well. The two drivers then running out into the top 10. Terry Williams then is Meechin and Louis. So well, going into the unlucky number P13 as well for Menti, Laka, and it's also going to be Popo in the, I think, the highest scoring for that, as well as it's
yeah.
going to be Ristoli, then it's going to be Tatari, Howard, and then Alexi. Do you want to do the rest? Or do you want me to do it?
Yeah. Sorry, where did you stop off there, Alexi?
Yeah, Alexi in P20.
Yeah. Following on from that, P21 is Ganley in the McLaren, followed by Bakiri in the Lamborghini. Uh, I believe he's the Irish driver of Lee in the Ferrari 296, Tancredi in the BMW in P24, Casper Olsen in the 296 and P25, and then a double Mustang row of a full Mustang row of Sheenan and Tronzen in P26 and 7, and then Caramano in the Ferrari P28, and Paiseki, I think, in the solo Mercedes on the grid. Duma in the BMW. Veenhuizen, sorry I butchered that badly, I know, in the McLaren in P31. Van den Hoven in the number 14 Lamborghini P32. Chaper in P33 in the McLaren. Brady and Holtzman in 34 and 35 also driving McLarens, and rounding out the grid in P36 is Dedula. Sorry, I sincerely apologize. In the Ferrari 296, running out that grid in P36.
Nice.
Obviously, we lost a couple. We started with I think 40, but we lost a couple due to the time. How do I describe it? Sorry, I'm struggling for the words to describe it.
We'll just move on, but we do see. So chat. I'm just catching back up with chat. English only, I believe, in this chat because obviously me and Barry. I don't know if you could speak a second language or multiple, but I definitely
No.
can't. I'm useless with languages apart from English. I'm even useless with English. Ches can back me up with that. As well as then Harry Howard saying, good luck, have fun. Stefan Van Lars saying, great you guys are commenting to these kind of events. Shout out to Jay Van der Hoven. Do the drivers hear your commentary? They can if they have the stream on in the background, but I believe quite a few of them won't be doing that because it definitely takes up a lot of RAM, and it also can be quite distracting as well, because I know a few people listen with music when racing. I sometimes do, but I believe a lot of people like pure focus of it. And then Manx saying, enjoy all, and then, oh, that's the name. I'm just going to say Antonio saying, Diragzi FSC, so I'm assuming that's a driver, but I haven't heard of that driver.
I don't think I've seen that name either. Not too sure, honestly. And I'm not great with other languages. I can barely speak English, never mind anything else.
Welcome.
So, you know, well, it's okay. You know, we do our best.
It's definitely, yeah.
Maybe,
Especially the two struggles we've had already with English earlier, just
yeah.
us brain power losing it. But
Emirius, let's watch some nice race, guys. Yeah, this should be an entertaining one. The strength of field looks quite close, so there should be some good battles.
let's
Some
hope.
solid driving too.
We do see
Give us
Meechan
plenty to
starting from
commentate
pit.
on.
So we do have a driver starting from pit, so
Oh,
that might be a good call, actually. Speaking of it.
interesting. I wonder did they? I know I do it all the time where I forget to press drive because I'm on my phone, and then the time runs out.
You just incriminated yourself.
I do it all the time. I'm just stupid. I know. It's okay. I'm willing to admit it.
At least you said it. Well, you said it yourself, mate.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I know. No, I always whenever I finish myself, I'm like, right, I'll sit on my phone for a minute and wait for it to hit 30 seconds, and I forget.
Emira saying his plan the next season is to be the back marker. You will not be that bad, trust me. I used to think I was bad, I'm still bad, so nothing's really changed. But
Yeah.
I
No, you'll
started
be
in a
fine.
rookie series, I believe it was in Onid, obviously, compared to Toga now, and I was terrible. I'm less terrible now, but I'm still terrible.
Yeah. No, you'll be fine, Amirius. Just you need to get yourself in some racing and just participate, and then you'll climb up the ladder pretty quickly, I think.
Exactly, the only way you will
Uh,
improve is by participating.
exactly, but you'll get there.
Do you have...
It doesn't matter if you're unskilled. That's the best way to learn is to throw in the deep end.
Exactly.
Yeah, you throw yourself in the deep end. That's how you learn.
Track guides and good setups.
Might not be the optimal way to do it, but it works.
Always blame it on the car, never yourself.
That's it. See, there you go.
Exactly.
Top tip.
Never your fault.
If you crash, car's fault.
So as we do get ready to go green here, going on to Luffield, they will formulate side by side now. To get ready, we've obviously got Muchard in P1, followed then by Bucci, and then Manukian rounding out the top 3 for this grid. I believe that name's going to be a name that's going to have to just be said with confidence. We're rounding out for round 1 now, the season opener here at Silverstone. We do get ready to go green here, just going on to the start finish straight for the first time. Obviously, the driver's going through corps. Going to be a bit sketchy, but we do see on the track map there is the checkered flag getting ready. As we do now, well, creep ever so closer now. As we do see, I think I've done this a bit wrong, but we do see now going across the line. Are they going to go green just yet? No, we do wait for the other flag as we do see the red line approaching, as we do now see them going green now, as we do see Muchard actually getting quite a good start there, but isn't going to be able to, well, obviously get a brilliant drive straight away, as well as we do see that's actually going to be Mankian losing a position already to the 992 of Bevanitas, and now potentially the other one of Flario. He's also got a very, very nice move going into the Maggots and Beckett's now for the first time, as well as Quentin down in P10 now on the grass that nearly took out a driver. In fact, he did take the driver out, and that's going to be the Aston Martin, unfortunately, of Vina going into the grass, as well as him, unfortunately, once again going off, and that's going to be the first track for him there.
It looked like everyone got through cups pretty well, but Malcunian got a bad start, it seems. He's lost 3 positions, and as you mentioned, a few drivers have had little incidents already. It looks like, yeah, that Aston Martin has had a pretty bad start. He's now down in P32, but trying to make those positions up, as just positions are changing left and right here in this first lap.
I'm sorry to interrupt there, but we do see it's going to be Philip Lee and Forchi being turned there, as we get a replay on what happened there. We go back 15 seconds. Does seem, did seem to break quite late going into now the chicane. He does break quite late, but is that going to be the effect? It does seem there's going to be another Ferrari behind him, the green Ferrari. I'm not sure who that is. Fortunately, turning him there, and then obviously that's going to be the BMW M4 being a victim in this. Forchi being spun as well, as we do see another yellow flag going into what is going to be Abbey now. There is 2 slow cars there. I'm not sure who that actually is. We'll try to get a replay on it. Do you know who it is?
Howard in the Aston Martin is on the off asphalt, so I'm assuming he had a little excursion there on the grass. He's now down in P31. I didn't see what actually happened. There was Tatari's lost a number of places as well.
I just went on a replay with Tatari, but it does seem it happened over 15 seconds ago, so we can't really spectate it, which is unfortunate there.
As there's been another collision, Louis and is that Pistolesi in the Ferraris have had an accident at Brooklands.
Just seems Louis unfortunately being a victim in that. Wasn't involved in it at all, just having to try get out of the way as quickly as he can, so he didn't get contact, but unfortunately getting a very, very light tap. Fortunate him to lose it going into Luffield there. Very unfortunate there for him.
Yeah, Ganley looks like he's going side by side with Tronsden through Mackenzie. That's a very bold attempt. It's not going to quite work. He's going to hold it, but that's going to let the other Mustang. Oh, he's went wide, and he's let the Audi through of Alexi, and Tronsden has got back ahead of Ganley. So that's going to be quite the fight. It looks like them two drivers fighting hard.
Does seem though the slipstream is going to be quite immense here going on to hangar straight. The Audi once again trying to go through Stowe, but does seem Samuel just closing the door as quickly as he can. As we did see as well, Bucci under a bit of pressure as well. It does seem not to all calm down as well for now, as well as we do see it's going to be Vina once again trying to gain these positions that he unfortunately lost at the start of this race. Now going side by side here with Duma for position, trying to go for a switch back there going through the chicane. Is going to work. He's going to have a tiny bit of a door rubbing experience there, it seems, but it does seem he is still able to hold the outside line going into, I believe it's turn 10. That now is just once again having to hold it off, but he does get the move done successfully for P22 there.
Yeah, there's quite a fight for P5 at the minute. Falero and Mancunian in the Porsche and Lamborghini heading down towards Brooklands are having quite the fight. They exchanged the position a couple of times through the loop section. As you see, the Porsche going quite defensive there, but that also means that the Ferrari of Williams... Oh,
what just happened there? I'm not sure who it was, but I'm not... Who was that? You know the 2ID driver? I forgot. Ferrari, where's he gone? Just absolutely sent... Whoa, my days. There's carnage There is actual carnage going on right now.
Oh my.
But I'm not sure
There's
what's just happened there. But the McLaren 720S, sorry to interrupt you there, but going through there, Luffield, it does seem it's going to be Vina trying to get the move done. I'm not sure what happened there. It does seem to just... he just broke really... I'm not really sure what happened there. But he's going to have a lot of damage to the back of him, as well as, I believe it was Juma who had contact with him. We did see the Ferrari, the light-coloured Ferrari. I'm not sure who it was again, but getting... Well, just... I'm kind of lost for words, if I'm honest.
It's hard to keep track of what's going on. There's so much happening.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're trying our best here. There's so much going on. As Howard takes P22 off Caramano in the Aston Martin, trying to make those places back up. As Mancunian's dropped a couple of places now, or dropped a place to Falero, as it looks like Lecor is running a little bit slow, as he's just lost 2 positions there. Oh, the Ferraris went spinning of Fermenti. Oh, he's not holding his brakes. Oh, that's a big accident. He's taken out 2 BMWs in the chicane section around the grandstand there. Oh, that did not look pleasant.
Oh, I just watched a replay there. It just seems he clipped the grass, didn't hold his brakes at all, taking out a BMW. That's going to be unfortunate there.
I think he hit 2 BMWs there. I'm not sure.
Now going to lose the position to the Ford Mustang as well of Ches. Now going down into P20 now. So definitely lost quite a few positions from that really silly but easily made mistake there. As well as we can see once again the Lamborghini of Paul trying to put a bit of pressure there on Popo for position going onto the Wellington straight. We can also say that it's going to be, I believe it's Lucas Smith behind him. It's Liam Smith, sorry. Good try to go side by side with him going into Luffield. He breaks very, very late there. It's going to be him going onto the grass there and just one... Well, very impatient mistake, just losing him even more positions. I would like to now have to defend from the other BMW of Lecor for position going into the end of Luffield.
Oh, that could have ended very badly. It looked like pixels width of space was found and no more. As Popo has got past Falero for P5 actually in the Mustang. The Mustang is making serious inroads.
I'm not sure what's happened.
As Falero's gone wide,
yeah.
actually, he's gone wide at Cops there, and he's actually lost the position to Mancunian as well.
By the way the car reacted, sorry to interrupt, but it looked like he had a puncture, but I'm assuming he hasn't. I believe he just had a huge, like, he just overcorrected his car a few times, but that was quite an odd way.
The problem with the Porsche is if you don't brake properly with the Porsche, the back end will just step out on you.
Oh, will it?
You have to really brake. You can't slam the brakes on and slam them off. You have to sort of be a bit gentle with it. As you can see, that Porsche is looking very loose.
Days. I was any contact there between the BMW of Liam Smith and Valerio going into chicane. Now he has the inside line for the first part, which is going to be what happened there. That's going to be, again, Lecor just having a bit of a moment with him, braking late, having contact there with Liam Smith, and that's going to cause him to have a bit of damage to the back of his BMW. It doesn't seem to be anything too significant there as well. As we can see, that's going to be a very, very, very late lunge there by Terry Williams as well, just swerving his car out for the inside line for Abbey, but it didn't seem to work. In fact, he lost even more time doing that, as he's now having to defend from the Lamborghini of Pateron behind him, now going into Farm Curve for the 4th time.
Oh, that BMW has went for a very tight move there. The Porsche is defending really well. The BMW is getting very frustrated behind him. Oh, the BMWs are hitting each other again. Oh my! This battle's getting very intense, very quick.
Oh my god, there's nearly pit maneuver there. It does just seem that Lecor nearly just pit maneuvered himself by swerving into the inside line to try to defend off Luffield, while Liam Smith is still there. But luckily, there was just near pixels between them both. But luckily, netcodes did not play a part in that, and they both survived for another day. So I was going further down now. Adrian had in the Conquest Racing number 28 car, currently looking to try to regain the position off Venner, after Venner obviously having the incident at the start, trying to practically do a last to first. Now, obviously not an intentional last to first, but having to gain these positions back after the incident that he sustained. Now him going on with, I believe that's going to be Ches. Yes, it is Ches in the Ford Mustang going through Maggots of Beckett's. That's going to be a track limit there for him. So he just cuts a lot of the inside parts of Maggots there, as well as we can see as well. The Conquest Ferrari trying to get past this. Well, it does seem he makes a bit of a mistake there, almost hitting the Ferrari there, and it does seem they start settling down once again.
as Lecor has actually got past Valero now, and Smith is made a move around Stowe. Has Valero lost the position? He has. Both the BMWs have finally got through. But now they're going to start fighting each other, and the way they've been fighting each other, it's going to get very spicy as they're going side by side through the chicane up towards Hamilton Straight. Lecor seems to
Oh,
be holding out that
what
battle.
happened there? I'm not sure what happened. It's
Oh,
just precarious. We get a replay of that going through the chicane. It does seem he breaks very late. Is it going to be... I'm not sure really what happened there, but it does seem it's going to be even more damage by the double five BMW M4, unfortunately, behind, making them both be practically like so very, very vulnerable. And this is whoa, my days. It's going to be another
a lot
two
of
cars
damage.
being with each other on it, and this has been chaotic to say the least.
Yeah, we're struggling to keep up. There's a lot of cars look like they could do with a trip to the body shop, to say the least. There's actually a couple of cars are now pitting. Had and Chaper are in the pits currently. Assuming that's to potentially repair damage or just get in. Is there a mandatory pit stop in this race?
There is a mandatory pit stop, but I'm not sure what for it is. What if to see who haven't done their mandatory pit stop, you can see the one next to the name.
I will go and find out exactly.
Believe it
what
might be for tyres, you know, but obviously don't quote me for that. Mercedes now going...
I'll go find out.
Right. The Mercedes going through Luffield now. We still have to defend his position of P18 at the moment, losing those two positions from the other two drivers. So as we do go back down again, as we do see it's going to be Harry Howard going through Corpse. Still able to see Ches, I believe it's Ches, still able to hold off Harry for the time being, is Vino once again trying to get all of these positions done. It just tells you how big of a pace difference there is between the rest of the drivers and Vino at the moment. I'm not calling any of the drivers slow by all means. I'm just saying Vino seems to be very, very quick at the moment compared to the rest of the field. And in fact, he might be one of the fastest on track. Popo saying the fastest lap time so far. As I hear Barry trying to speak there, so I will shush.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, it looks like from the information on SimGrid, it's a pit stop for fuel and tyres required.
Okay.
So I would assume anyone pitting this early is for damage purposes only.
Oh, my days. That's going to be Venner trying to get the position done on Ches. They're going through the chicane before Hamilton Straight doesn't get it done. There was nearly contact between the two drivers, cutting it very tight with how much room they were giving each other, as well as almost trying to get Quintin in the 95 BMW M4 involved in it as well. But just catching up with chat, because I have neglected chat slightly, and I apologise for that. People saying it was murder, and as well as people saying there's a lot of action. There's definitely been a lot of action, to say the least, and this is what happens when you put 35... It seems we've had 4 disconnects, unfortunately, and then WTB red flag. Obviously, that's all down to the stewards and everything, so we have no involvement with what happened with all of that. But that's all down to the stewards. The stewards will make the right decisions for it, as we do now see going side by side here. It's going to be Quintin with Vedet now potentially going up into P12 here, going through Luffield. He does go very wide there and does let Ches once again go for the inside line, going through Luffield now, but going through the last part of Luffield. Vedet still having the inside line now, which is going to be significant to try keep this position, as he has been able to do it. The slipstream is going to be mega here, going through the start finish straight all the way down to the end of Hangar Street. Now, as he does go for the inside line here, going through Corpse again, the inside line is once going to be, as they both make contact there, that's going to be the Ford getting away with it. Venet unfortunately losing another position and clipping another driver, and we do see that's going to be Harry Howard unfortunately having to go for a very, very diverted route there, having to get back on through the layout of, well, the runoff area of Corpse.
Yeah, that was unfortunately, I think. I can't remember. I didn't see who he clipped, but it's just an absolute passenger in that there, unfortunately. But it looks like they both got away relatively unscathed. Obviously, Venner taking the worst trade-off there from the two of them. There's a few position changes happening. Oh, as Williams is in the pits, and Duma is in the pits. He's been there for a while fixing damage. His BMW did look a bit worse for wear, as the Audi is making serious inroads. He's up to P9 now. He's taking the position off the...
Oh, P9 actually, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, he's taking the position off the Porsche there. He's just been dropping like a stone through the first 15 minutes of this race.
I'm not sure what's happened.
He started like P4 or 5.
So we can actually check here. So he started P6, losing 4 positions. So I'm only assuming his tyres are already dead. I'm not sure how Oh my day, they make
Oh, that's
contacts there
another
between them both.
contact.
And that's going to be, unfortunately, Ganley and Flario making contact, and this is going to put a very, very vulnerable position for himself. Having to take the huge sausage curb there through the loop, potentially risking a puncture there, as we do see there's another 2 cars off, and he spins once again. He's doing donuts now. He's going to overheat his tyres significantly. Luckily, there is obviously that mandatory tyre change, so he may as well just do it. So we do see there's still, again, 2 victims.
Oh, there's an RTG. I think. Who is
It's
that?
Fermenti, I believe. It is, yeah, Fermenti seems to have... Has he left? No, he's still in.
No, I
He
think he just RTG'd for damage.
he seemed to have went from P, as we tried to get a replay, and unfortunately the replay isn't going to show us anything. But yeah, it seems he goes from P9, and he's going to lose so many positions there, as you do see.
I believe he had contact with Shane in the Mustang, because they were both stopped at the loop section before he RTG'd. So I'm going to assume, not factual obviously, but just guessing that's what happened.
You know what I found hilarious is in my head after the first corner, I thought this is going to be a really clean race and well, pretty easy race for the stewards to handle. I think that aged really, really poorly, to say the least.
Yeah. Darrell V in chat. Evening, guys. This has been a good race. I've had to dive out due to family emergency. Firstly, hope everything's okay, and secondly, yeah, this is a very entertaining race. We are struggling to keep up with everything that's going on at the moment, but hopefully it will calm down a little bit so that we can cover everything that happens as it happens.
Does seem there's Chet's going to try and go for a lunch there with the Ferrari. They make a tiny bit of contact, a tiny bit of door rubbing. It does seem they both survive there. So now it's going to be Harry Howard then trying to get the move done for P13 here. It does seem going on to Hamilton straight here. It looks like he's going to try pull for the inside line. It's not going to work for him going through Abbey, so he just once again has to tuck behind him and wait for another potential move. It does seem going through Abbey. They both seem to go through alive here, but it does seem Harry Howard makes a significant improvement there. So I believe Howard might be a bit faster than Ches right now, as it does seem Ches might have a tiny bit of damage to the rear of his car. I'm not sure if it is damage or of just how the paint effect actually is. But no, I think that is just how the paint effect is, so I'm assuming his tyres might have been already starting to take the toll now as he gets the slipstream onto Old Sen for position, going for the inside line, going through Luffield. It does seem now they're still going to go side by side. He has the inside line, so it's going to be crucial. It does seem, though, unfortunately, Olsen goes wide there, but is still able to keep his bumper in the inside line, so he still has the inside line, but does seem Ches has made the position because of how fast the Mustang actually is going into a straight line speed there.
Yeah, as Falero is just bleeding places. He's now down in P21. I would assume he might pit if his tires are completely dead. That Porsche. If you eat the, he's not. He's staying out. If you eat the rear tires in that thing, you're done for. As there's a Lamborghini battle happening at the moment. Tatari and Vandenhoven coming through Cops. Tatari's right on the rear bumper of him, coming into Magnus Vegas. Looks to be wanting to try and side by side. Wisely backing out there as 2 wide through Magnus Vegas is it's doable.
Oh god, makes a mistake there. Vanderhoven going very, very wide into the end of Beckett, so it's going to give Tatari the place practically for free, and now he's going to have a bit of pressure there from Louis behind as he tries to go side by side. That was very, very rough between them now, as it's going to actually potentially go 3 wide going into Stowe there. It does seem it settles down a tiny bit, as it's now still going to be what is going to be Vanderhoven losing the position, Tatari getting already creating a bit of a gap for himself. So you see now Louis trying to break a bit later going into the chicane. It isn't going to work, as we also see that it's going to be, I believe, I'm not sure who's that Lamborghini behind him.
That's a back marker of Pakiri.
Ah, yeah, Pakiri got taken out earlier going into the chicane. Yeah, I remember now.
He got taken out, so he's now a back marker for some of the drivers. Oh, there's been another incident with Veneer. I believe it was with Olsen in the Ferrari for P15, and there's quite a lot of penalties coming through now, so it might be worth if you want to do another round of penalty outcomes.
Happily do that. You can entertain.
Yeah, of course. As Pablo is going for P4, he's went 2 wide through the start of Maggins and Beckett's there, taking the position for P4 of Hillarat. That Mustang is on a flyer at the moment. He also currently holds the fastest lap and looks to be the fastest man on track. So he's really making inroads towards the front of the field. as he's driving away from that BMW. As the front three haven't really been up to much. Mouchier is still in P1. He's got about a 2-second gap to Bushi in P2 in the Ferrari, and the Porsche of Bavotis. Again, apologies, I butchered that. Is about 5.5 seconds behind, and then Popo is about 2 seconds behind that. So not a lot separating the top four, and obviously Hillerud's still right on the tail of Popo. So 10 seconds roughly split in the top five at the moment.
So in terms
And
of penalty outcome, sorry to interrupt you there, seemed a
you're okay.
15-second penalty for the car 222 there for a poor rejoin and causing a collision with car 974 in lap 1, followed then by a 15-second for car 99, well, with contact with what seems to be car 79 on lap 1 as well. 10-second for car 79 for not holding their brakes, causing a collision with car 21, which we saw earlier going through the chicane that we just went through with Vina here. And a 10-second for 974 for causing a collision with car 14 and not leaving the track. And leaving the well, that's not, I don't think that's English, or I think I'm just not reading properly as well. The 10-second for the car 999 causing a collision with car 58 on lap 1, and then a 20-second for car 777 for causing a collision with car 26. So that's all we've got so far. Obviously it will be updated again soon, as it seems there's still a few popping up.
Yeah, I think there's still a few incidents to get through, so good luck to the stewards team to get through that. Glad it's not me.
Oh yeah, same. Oh my god,
As
what's up? Are you going to say the same thing about Payeski?
the Merc.
Oh my
He
days,
nearly takes out the Lamborghini. Oh my,
we get a replay on that.
that is not a great rejoin.
Does seem he goes off what seems now.
That's a bite marker as well. That's the bite marker of Picari as
Yeah,
well, actually.
he just swerves into that is the most dangerous collision I think I've seen in a while. Unfortunately, Bartos making a bit of well, not a bit of contact, quite a bit of contact with what I believe is Tatari, and that's going to unfortunately. No, that's I forgot his name again. That's going to be Pacuri.
Picari, yeah.
Yeah.
A quick look at the chat again. Hayden, smash a like in the video. 6 subs away from 4K. Yeah, we're almost there. If we could get that, if we get it done tonight, that would be fantastic. Emirius, do we have a penalty fest again? We'll see what the stewards have to say, but so far it's looking like it. Another penalty for the Merc. Again, potentially, I'm sure the stewards will look at that once they get round to it. They have quite a few things to look at.
I'm not sure.
Sorry, as Bushi in P2 is spun, he's lost positions. He's in P4 with Hiller right on his tail for P4 in P5. He's gonna look to pull out and maybe try and make a move down to Brooklyn towards left field, but goes defensive. The BMW hanging around the outside.
He doesn't get the greatest line there. BMW of Hillieret, and that is going to be Bucci keeping it.
And Popo is now up to P2. He's just taking the position of Bavotis. That Mustang is on. He's on a mission, is what he's doing. I believe he started like P16.
He started in P14, so yeah, gained 12 positions. As we're on the screen now, we can do who's been the biggest winner and loser in terms of position so far. It is currently what is going to be Ches gaining 14 positions since the start of this race. It seems quite a few people are in the double digits in terms of position gains so far. And unfortunately, the biggest loser has to be so far, and Terry Williams losing 21 positions since the start of this. Started P11, now in 32, but good to see he's still persevering through the race and trying to gain these positions back when he can.
Yeah, as we were talking about penalties, I've seen a massive penalty update for us to read, so I'll go through them quickly. So I believe we're here. So 5 seconds for car 22 for causing a collision with car 777 on the second lap. 10 seconds for car 999 for causing a collision with car 14. 5 seconds for car 74 for causing a collision with car 720. Warning for car 12 for poor car control. Warning for car 81 for poor driving standards. Warning for car 28 for a poor rejoin. 10 seconds for car 58 for causing a collision with car 305. A warning for car 22 for poor driving standards. There's a lot, sorry. 5 seconds for car 190 for causing a collision with car 992. 10 seconds for car 12, for car 22, and the last so far is 5 seconds for car 16 for causing a collision with car 88. And those will be, if they're not being applied already, will be applied shortly. But yeah, that's a few. I just saw a big wall dump, a big dump of them there. So,
Oh my days, yeah, I've just seen that as well.
yeah, I just seen it update, and I was like, yeah, I probably should go through that before it builds up too much.
Yeah, I'm glad you read that out. That's too many words for me.
Yeah.
David, is it Mandolesi? I'm sorry if I'm saying that right. Say hello, everyone. Good to see you. Hope all is well with you, mate.
Amarius, what happened? Lap ago, Mustang and McLaren were side by side. Now 7 seconds diff. I think if you're talking about P1 and 2, I think they weren't. Whenever Popo took the second place, he was still 7 seconds back, unless he was near a bike marker.
The pit is now open.
Oh, I didn't realize there was a pit window for this race. The pit window has just opened.
Only 10 minutes, so it's actually quite a short pit window to say the least. But it does seem, since we last talked about the leader and Popo in P2, he's been able to shave just shy of 3 seconds off, which is actually amazing to see, as it does seem the best times between the two drivers is a 201.2 by P1 of Mouchard, followed then by Popo and P2 with a 159.6. So there is a significant difference between the pace of these two drivers. As in terms of last lap as well, it does seem once again Popo with a 201.3 compared to Mouchard's 203.8. So there is definitely him shaving time every corner he can possibly do.
Yeah, as you see a number of cars pitting, yeah, everyone will be pitting. There's not going to be a lot of room for alternative strategies in this race, being with the pit window being so narrow. But you'll just see everyone pitting in the next. It'll have to be in the next 4 laps. Otherwise, they won't have enough time to pit. So
I don't know what I've just seen, to be honest. I've just seen Mark. It's in fact I hate to call him out on this, but it seems I don't know what he really did there. He just looked at his pit window for a bit before turning in to do it, and he had to do a 3-pointer turn to get in his pit box. So he's just lost so much time because of that. That's going to be unfortunate for him, and he's got a lot of damage to the front of his car as well. So if he's got to pit for damage as well, it's probably worth it with 33 minutes left to go.
I believe he's had that damage for a while. I did see it on his car at one point. I don't remember if I mentioned it. I think we might have been deep in a different incident at the time.
Yeah. So as we do see Hilaret now, is that Hilaret? Yeah, Hilaret.
Yeah.
Looking to defend his position in going into the Maggot's Beckett from Bucci. Bucci, obviously, who was originally in P2, I believe he was in originally. So it is definitely going to be a pace difference between the two drivers. Bucci all over the back of him going into Corpse, but now going through Maggot's Beckett. So there has been a bit of breathing space created by Hilaret now. So hopefully he can maintain that for himself. But with 32 minutes left to go and these two having to pit, I assume they're going to try and pit as far through the pit window they can possibly do.
Yeah, as I see, Quentin in car 95 has a stop go 30. That, I believe, you can only get from speeding in the pits.
That is true.
Yeah, so that's unlucky. There's nothing more heartbreaking than getting a stop go 30 for speeding in the pits.
I'll be honest, my Discord's crashed, so if you can still hear me, that's all fine. But
yeah, I can still hear you. Yeah.
Sweet.
It's probably just minimized itself or something. I think you're okay.
Right, yeah, it's fine though.
Yeah, we've had one more penalty update. 5 seconds for car 99 for not holding the brakes and causing a collision with car 24.
When that happened, Bucci just did a brilliant move going through. I believe that's the, I believe Abbey and then the farm curve here. He just breaks a bit later, catching the BMW off guard a bit, and he just slides through the inside. There was a brilliant move there by Bucci, taking himself back up into P3. Now having to try catch up with Popo with quite a substantial gap between the two.
Yeah, wow, he's reeling in P1 at a serious rate. He's now only 2.8 seconds to the leader. It was 7 seconds, what, 5 laps ago? That's impressive. Fair play to him. As I saw, was a Hilaret dive for the pits there, as most cars have pitted or in the pits, I believe. Yeah, more than half the grid is pitted. So everyone will probably be pitted. Well, I think max in the next 2 laps they have to pit. I believe, or the run out of time.
Yeah, roughly about that, I think.
Yeah, I don't think they have time to get another lap in to beat the pit window. So,
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
I guess it depends where they are on the track. As we see, yeah, a lot more cars diving in. Olsen, Veneer there, Alexei in the Audi, who's still P6 even though he's in the pits. Um, he's had a very very solid race. And as oh, Holtzman in the McLaren went off at Abbey and Farm and Abbey, yeah, Abbey, that's the one.
Who was it? Holtzman.
This Holtzman, yeah, I didn't see what happened there. I think he might have just
Oh, he's got a
slipped
lot
there.
of side damage, yeah, to the left side of his car, so that is definitely going to affect him. As it doesn't seem to be anywhere else, so he's definitely hit the wall side on, so I'm not sure what's really happened there.
Yeah, um, I'm not really sure what happened. I just saw him on the grass there. Oh, and we've just been indicated we're halfway through the race now, so uh, anyone who hasn't paid it will be doing that in the next lap or two, and then it's just a straight, well, basically a 30-minute sprint to the end at this point.
Holtzman going into the pit now. Definitely having to repair that
Uh,
damage. Quinton now all over the rear of Van Heusen for position now, as that McLaren looks quite sketchy going through Abbey and Farmkiv now as it goes side by side. It does seem Quinton's going to have the inside line, so it's going to be a significant well placement of the car to get the move done. He goes up into P25 quite efficiently there, and we do see
oh,
no sort of
the top two have pitted.
top three of pitted, it
Uh,
seems.
oh yeah, Bushy's just came into the pits as I said that. So Lacour has taken the temporary lead of the race. Obviously, once all the pit stops shake out, that will change. As it looks like we only have 4 drivers left to pit. So, Ganley, Lee, Pistolese, and Lacour are the only drivers left to pit.
Mm.
As actually one of them has just pitted, I think. Or where did
Potentially.
they?
Ganley's just came into the pit, so yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I thought my brain had just had a meltdown there for a second. It's okay.
Welcome.
Yeah, it's all good. Dave Mandalisi quite late tonight, but good luck to all the drivers. Yeah, no, it looks like it's an entertaining race for everyone involved. There's been unfortunately quite a few incidents, but the racing's been entertaining to say the least. Yeah, as we're having a little look, see what's anything else happening. As the only person left to pit now is Lacour. Everyone else has either finished their pit stops or is now in the pits. As Lee, Pistolese, and Ganley are all in the pits now, so we're almost done all the pit stops for everyone.
I think that, yeah, just one more driver being Lacour, who's has to come in this lap, it seems, depending on where he is on track.
He might get one more lap in. I think
There's
he
no
might
point
just.
risking it there.
Yeah, he might have just enough time, but yeah, if it was me, I would just not take the risk.
Because if you make a mistake, you're screwed.
Yeah, if you don't serve your pit in the pit window, I don't know what the penalty is, but I'm pretty sure it's.
I think it's a DSQ.
Was it a DSQ?
I think it's a DSQ.
I didn't think it was that severe. I knew they had pretty hefty penalties for that sort of stuff, but
Yeah, I think it is a
you
DSQ.
would think I would know this by now, but
Yeah,
you know.
same. Valerio not going side by side there with the Ferrari of Carl Manor for position, going through Corpse. Now he had the inside line, so very, very good racing between these two. We can actually see another Ferrari trying to get involved. He goes on the grass there to try get this position done as quickly as he can. Going through Matkins and Beckett, it's almost 3 wide there between the two. It's almost scary enough going side by side through there, 2 wide instead of 3 wide, but it does seem it's all settled down. Just a bit here between the 3 drivers here as Valerio just keeps his position of P19 for now, but the 2 of the Ferraris still going side by side with each other, going on to hang us straight now. Makes a tiny bit of contact with each other. It does seem Louis has the top end speed compared to Caramano for position going through Stone now, and he gets the move done, it seems, well, for now, until there's retaliation from Caramano.
Yeah, and as we predicted, Lacour's in the pits. He's actually leaving the pits now, just while you were discussing that there. And as Mouchard is finally, for the first time this race, is now under a bit of pressure, as Popo is now about half a second behind him going into Maggins and Baggett's this lap. Popo seems to be the faster driver on track. Last lap was only a couple of tenths difference, but the rate he's been reeling him in, it's only a matter of time before he's under serious pressure. As Bushi has overtaken Lecor. Oh yeah, Lecor's just come out of the pits. Never mind. Uh, so he's only down in P5 though, so that's actually worked out well for him. But he has Mancunian for company right on his tail, heading down the hangar straight towards Stowe. Pop was right on the tail of Bouchard at P1 now as well. Ganley has Howard in the Aston Martin for company, but that Aston Martin doesn't. It looks like it's got damage.
Might do. Wait, is this Howard you're talking about?
Yeah.
From the right side it seems fine, but I can't really see actually. It does seem it's fine.
Okay, never mind. Ignore me. Whatever way the front bumper looked, it only had a bit of damage on it, but
Oh, I haven't seen the.
Closed.
It might have the slightest damage to the splitter, but I don't think it's much. I believe.
Oh, someone's went off. Who was that? I think there might have been a bike marker just letting people by actually. It was Terry Williams down in P31. And I think a couple of drivers have actually left now. We're down to 32.
Oh wow.
Unfortunately, I'm not sure if that's disconnects or
just DNFs in general.
Yeah, not too sure what's going on there. As Lee takes the position of Caramano, not sure what happened there. Must have had a moment at Stowe Corner, as he now is Piasecki for company now in the Merc.
Two drivers seem to be losing a ton of time between each other. But it does seem now Mouchard and Popo is maintaining a gap between each other. So I'm starting to think Mouchard has just put the pedal to the metal just ever so slightly. It does seem there's going to be a back marker ahead of him. But now this is where we have to see there's 23 minutes left. It does seem Popo is fully in the advantage now of both pace and the slipstream at the moment. But can we see Mouchard actually keep and defend this position for 23 minutes? It is definitely going to be a task, but it's definitely doable if you think about it. If you just don't make any mistakes and just stay under pressure, it does seem that's going to be Popo just swerving all over the place to just try and catch Mouchard off guard, but it doesn't seem to work for him just yet. So we go closer and closer now to lap 18.
As one person, he's not having a fantastic race. Is Falero down in P19? He went wide down at the loop section, lost position to Louis, and then through that Lee had the run on him down towards Brooklands. So he's now dropped 2 positions there this lap. It's been quite an unfortunate race for him. Some of it through no fault of his own. Some of it he's just been bleeding positions. Might be struggling to tame the Porsche a little bit, especially with high tire wear in the rear. As I have noticed, Popo's he's getting close. He's about 0.3 seconds behind now, but there's a bite marker on the way.
Yeah, the Ferrari is just causing Mouchard to lose so much time. So at this point, you just need and hope that Mishan can actually give that place up. It's not even for place, just give up the time. Just smallest amount of time. Him being a P30, affecting the leader's battle now kind of. Now between the two drivers, it does seem now it's going to be practically rear on rear, almost side by side now going through Maggots Beckett's. But can Mouchard keep it off going into the hangar straight at the moment? It takes a lot of the curbing going through Maggots there. Going through Beckett's now, this is whether you want to try to take all of the inside line to try and maximize the amount of time you can gain through the exit as it stands. So he keeps the position, but this is where we can see the slipstream taking place now as it's going to go side by side here, and it does seem now Popo's going to get the inside line going through Stowe, which is going to be a crucial part to get the inside line too, but it does seem Mouchard's able to again maintain a position going through the exit of Stowe, now going into the chicane.
Yeah, just the speed that Mouchard was able to carry on the outside there kept him ahead. Unfortunately, Popo taking that inside at the inside line in Stowe, you lose a lot of corner speed through that. So you have to take it precisely to get that right. So Mouchard's going to hold on for now, but it looks like that Mustang. It looks like it's going to be not if but when. he gets past if he can keep the pace up.
Hmm.
I was looking on. I see a couple more penalties that come through. I'll quickly update everyone on that. All right, so just two more for now. 5 seconds for car 26 for forcing car 999 off track, and 15 seconds for car 999 for according to the stewards, a very poor rejoin. So not good there. Unfortunate for car 999, who's Tartari, I believe.
You would be right there.
I believe he's had a few penalties, so not the best race for him, it seems.
Get closest to the teen digits of race time left to go. Just about to breach 20-minute mark left, and we do see there's still quite a few battles starting to happen. So this is Musha going onto the grass, they're going through Corpse, almost losing his position. It seems the pressure is starting to get from him from Poppos now, as Poppos got to go for the inside line, going through almost attempts to go for the inside line. It does seem he likes swerving to try catch him off guard. Mouchard there, but it doesn't seem to work, as Mouchard has been giving a drive-through penalty there. That's going to give Popo such a huge sign of relief here to go closer and closer to the end of the race, as I believe that would have been coming through. Maggot says we did see him cut quite a few there. It doesn't seem Mouchard's going to fight for the position for any longer, because there is no reason to, as in fact you want to lose as less time as possible, and obviously fighting with a driver like Popo is just going to lose you more time than good.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He's been leading the race excellently for the last 40 minutes. Just unfortunate to get a drive-through. I would assume it's for track limits. I don't think it's for any other reason. I don't think he's been involved in any incidents. So, Maggots and Beckett's especially is a very, and cops are it's so easy to pick up track warnings there. Yeah, because the problem is you take the line even slightly wrong and you're probably going to pick up a warning. He's going to be devastated. Oh, sorry, I cut you off there.
That's fine. It does seem he's still once again trying to battle for this position, try to get it back on Popo. I'm not sure if there is any benefits of doing this. I reckon he should come in to do his drive through this lap. Obviously, you have the 3 laps to do it. This being classed as the first, so he still has quite a bit of time to do so, but trying to see what reference point you're going to be coming out in, and I believe he might be coming out in about P6. About P6 when he re-enters after serving his drive-through. He's not going to do this lap. He goes back up into the lead. I'm not sure if Popo is trying to serve a fight just yet, because he knows that Mouchard has to do that penalty in the next 2 laps now, going through Corpse, and it does seem he's losing a bit of time there, so I'm assuming he is just trying to keep the tyres at a reasonable state for now. Obviously, them just having to do their pit stops previously in the past 10 minutes or so, so the tyres are still going to be relatively fresh so far. DC going down to Tari in P22 in the 999 Lamborghini as well, looking to catch up with once again a competitor in the Ferrari 296 of Caramano in the number 16. Does seem he makes a bit of a mistake there going through Abbey, having a bit of an understeer moment for once in that Lamborghini. It's going to obviously destroy his tyres just a tiny bit, as well as obviously losing quite a bit of time, but he's able to gain that, quite a bit of it up, going through the farm curve for the first time. Well, not the first time, shall I say the 20th time. Oh, no.
There's a few battles gone. Oh, I think you have returned.
Yeah, sorry. I thought it was you that was the issue, but that's why I kept talking. But it seems my Discord died.
No, it's all good. I just kept talking while you were sorting your Discord out. It happens.
they wouldn't have viewed you. I apologise.
Oh, would they? Oh, yeah.
No, because it's using Discord audio.
Of course they wouldn't have. I'm silly. Oh, well.
Sorry.
That's all good. It happens. Right, where was I? Yeah, just continue talking about the Mouchard drive-through thing. I think he has to serve it either this lap or next lap, but he's holding P1 off Popo. Just I was mentioning that he might be just be there for bragging rights to just say, "Oh, I've got P1." As you see, Hillaret and Lacour, the BMWs are scrapping for P3 here, coming round Luffield.
Mouchard has came into the pits, just to say.
Nice, serving that drive-through as expected. Hillaret's got the position, but Lacour is not going to back down here, looking for a move through Cops, just wisely sitting behind. But looks eager to make a move some way or another as they're heading down towards Maggots Beckett's complex now. But it looks like Hilleret's got that position firmly in his grasp for the moment, at least.
Hmm.
Let's see what's happening further down. As in position change, Tatari has got past Tangredi. They've also got the back marker of Bakiri. No, that's not the back marker of Bakiri, is it? Oh, that's a collision. The Ferrari of Caramano and Tatari. I don't think Tancredi was part of that. But the two cars getting taken out there. I'm not sure who was at fault there.
Get a
Didn't
replay
quite
that. Does just seem that it looks like the Ferrari made a bit of contact there. Obviously, I'm not a steward, so I won't make any decisions about it. But it does seem the contact is going to affect both parties either way, losing at least a position, as I did see a car flying past. So obviously, it's not the ideal situation for both drivers.
Yeah, and Duma in the BMW has also picked up a drive-through now. Unfortunately, he's down in P32, so he won't lose any more positions. Is I suppose the best way to look at that.
Hmm.
But that's going to be not any better pressure. As Olsen has went off at Maggots and Beckett's. Not sure if there was contact there. He's lost 2 positions to Pistolese and Veneer. It looks like there's some damage to the front of that Ferrari. I'm not quite sure what's happened to him.
It does seem quite a bit, yeah. I just seen it going through stone now. He's once again trying, but it does seem the Ferrari is still giving up some sort of a battle here, going through the chicane. Once again, Veneer trying to get this move done as quickly as he can. 4P13 going onto the Hamilton straight once again. Does seem he gets quite a good, well, amount of speed there going through it, going through Abbey once again. It does seem, obviously, the Ferrari being a very aero-reliant car, he's got to struggle quite a bit compared to Veneer.
Oh, sorry to interrupt.
No worries.
Bavotis in the Porsche has went off at the Loops complex. He's lost 3 positions to Mouchard, Tronson, and Alexei in the Audi. I don't. There's a little bit of front end damage to that car, but I don't think there's a lot. He might have just spun the Porsche, which is not difficult to do. The Porsche requires a lot of throttle discipline. But that's another thing to point out. Mouchard is in P8 after that drive-through, so he's quite far behind now.
As well as that, Rafael Tatari getting the move back done on Van der Hoeven for position as he goes up into P22 and Van der Hoeven goes down into P23. So as Liam Smith as well into BMW M4, currently in P12, looking to attack P11 of Bevudus in the 888. Porsche 992 going through Maggots Beckett. Does seem 888 Porsche is still able to create a tiny bit of a gap. He's trying to maintain one at the moment, but it does seem now Liam Smith going through Beckett, as we do see that's going to be an unfortunate spin there for Bevudus, and that's going to be him going into the barrier there. I'm not sure what really happened as we kept replaying what happened going through then Beckett. I assume he just went on the curb at the wrong time there.
I'm wondering, did he have overheating tires?
It could have been netcode, actually. It could have been netcode.
Was he that close?
I believe he was quite close, but obviously I'm not going to jump to conclusions.
No, he's not that close. There's a little bit of a gap there, so I don't think it would be netcode. Maybe overheating tires and he just lost it, but he's RTG'd now, so that's seemingly his race done for.
What, you with only 12 minutes to go.
A couple of drivers pitting again. Mishan has a stop go 30. Where did he get that from?
I assume he had to come into the pit for damage, as we do see as well. Tatari just getting the move done once again. He's on fire, going up at the P20 for position. But yeah, Mishan getting that stop go 30. Yeah, I can only assume he pitted once again for damage, but I don't know if he's serving it this lap or if he's retired from the race. As it seems, he hasn't moved yet, but obviously stop go 30 requires you to stop and pit for 30 seconds. But we'll keep up on top of that to see if he has retired, but he has persevered quite a bit during this race, to be fair to him.
Yeah, just checking chat once again. Stefan van der Hoeven profited from that collision. I'm not sure which one, but I'm sure he'll be happy about that. He's now trying to fight his Lamborghini compatriot for P21. I'm sure he'll be looking to get into the top 20. Well, with the penalties actually that's there, he's definitely in the top 20.
Mm.
Now that I've just noticed. So yeah, not a bad job for him.
Doesn't
Uh,
seem. I was just going to say Bucci was looking to make a move on. I believe it was Hillary. Yeah, it was for Hillary for position number 3. That earlier on, it doesn't seem he has been able to make the move unsuccessfully yet. It does seem Hillary with only 10 minutes left to go. So that's going to be what the hell just happened there. It does seem Mankian just making a lot of contact there with what seemed to be Bucci there for position going through the farmer's curve as we get a replay on that. It does seem he broke very, very late there. Just unfortunately making contact there with Bucci. Both of those parties got to sustain quite a significant amount of damage because of that. But that was quite a incident to say the least. And the stewards will be looking at that.
oh yeah, that's a hefty hit there. Both cars they'll have a fair bit of aero damage from that.
Mm.
As Olsen has got his fighting position with Veneer going side by side to onto the Hamilton straight. Olsen's ran quite wide there. Maybe pick up a warning for that as he's looked to keep the foot in it. He's holding the position from Veneer through there, but that's letting Louis back in as well. There's less than half a second between the three of them. Heading in towards the loop section. Oh, as Olsen has went wide again, maybe struggling with the damage in that Ferrari. A little bit is letting Veneer in and keeping him right on the tail of him.
So do you
But I
see
wonder. Oh,
Volfragi? I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. He's saying, hi, welcome into the chat. Remember to follow if you haven't already. I think which map is this? This is Silverstone on the Sette Corsa Competizione. GT3s only.
yeah, as part of our rookie showdown, so we had a rookie sort of series there, and this is sort of a showdown. After that, I think it's part of the same thing.
I believe it is. There's only 2 rounds, so it's this, and then I believe it's Barcelona after this. It might be a different track, so I'm not sure.
Let me double check for you. It's Barcelona, yeah.
Yeah, I thought
I was
so.
gonna say my head had Suzuka, but I wasn't sure.
Is obviously the Wednesday league as well, obviously splitting the 2 uh leagues up just to make it less chaotic. As we see Venus going off into the gravel there. I'm not sure what just happened. Does seem it might have made a tiny bit of an incident there. Going into Maggots as we do see going through Maggots. Now going into Beckett's. It does seem going on the inside line of Maggots there. Fortunately, the curb just seems to send the Aston Martin. That was a very, very peculiar way to send one of the front engine cars, but that's going to be him losing quite a few positions, going down into P16 and having very, very degraded tyres for now.
Yeah, as a lot of the field is starting to spread out a little bit. There's still a couple of battles happening. So for P9, Alexei in the Audi, who's running a brilliant race in that car, considering how nerfed it is. I don't see it around very often, but he's half a second behind Tronzen
Mm.
in the Mustang, fighting for P9, coming down out of the loop towards Brooklands. Gonna be interested to see if he can hold for P9 because I believe he started a little bit further down. Oh, sorry, Tronzen has gained 17 positions over the course of the race, and Alexi's gained 9. So they've both been big profiteers in this race, um, which is what you love to see.
Does
Unfortunately,
seem.
it is at the expense of some other drivers, though,
I'm
with incidents and so on.
I'm not sure, but a lot of people have been questioning the Audi today. But I'm gonna let you do your personal opinion in terms of the Audi on behalf of Volfragi's question. I believe that's how you say your name. I apologize if I'm saying it wrong.
Yeah. So I've driven the Audi a little bit, and from what I've heard from other people, it's so the 992 is quite a difficult car to drive as well. They both feel like they're on like a knife's edge kind of thing.
Mm.
And it makes them very, very difficult to tame. The Porsche is a little bit easier to work with, but the Audi is just more. The second you don't do something perfectly, you're spinning the car, or you're in the wall, or you're losing time everywhere. So the Audi can be tamed, obviously, as obviously Alexi's showing he's doing a great job of driving that car. Um, but it's not a very beginner friendly car. Uh, at least from my experience and what I've heard, it's not beginner friendly. You need quite a bit of time to work with the car to figure out how it works and how to best maximize everything for it. F's in the chat for the Audi. Yeah, R.I.P. Audi.
We've had a bit of a
Yeah.
memorial in chat, it seems. It's Dexter saying Audi used to be the gig out of the corners and the pin noise, but now it's been nerfed. I used to drive the Audi. I did it for one championship. I did it right in the championship. It's just, especially if you don't have a suitable setup for the car will literally destroy you at any given time. But Alexi seems to be doing a great job here, but unfortunately it seems Ches is going to challenge him in that Ford Mustang going through Luffield for one of the final time zones. It's going to be 3 wide almost, but Ches getting a great entrance into Luffield there, getting the move done practically instantly there, but that's going to be Alexi going down into P10 there, as well as we can see that's going to be Liam Smith behind in the BMW M4, ready to pounce at any given time when the two drivers make a mistake. Alexi wanting to retaliate to get P9 back as quickly as he can.
Yeah, those three going for it, Matt. As Volfrage is asked, which 3 cars are the fastest top speed in the game?
Top speeds. Aston V12. I definitely, yeah.
Mustang for sure.
Yeah.
I was gonna say probably the BMW.
I'm not sure, you know. You know what? I'm gonna Google this to get an actual answer because I don't want to give false information out.
I know the Mustang is definitely up there. It is so fast in the straights. It can't not be one of the top 3. But I'm not sure on the other 2. There's a few contenders for that.
Well, if you're talking about top 3 fastest cars in ACC overall, it's going to be the GT2s. I believe the Mercedes, the Audi, and the Maserati. But if you're talking GT3s, I will check for you right now. It seems to be the 488 Evo. That's a surprise. The No, I've put the fastest car in general. Top speed. It is going to be... Yeah, it just gives me the same information. But 296 seems to be the fastest.
I'm kind of surprised at that because I know it's been nerfed a little bit.
Yeah, as well as what's just happened there. Alexi getting spun there by Liam Smith as we get a bit of a replay there going into the loop, it seems. So I'm assuming Liam Smith potentially just misjudged the braking ever so slightly going into the loop. It does seem that has happened there. Unfortunately, it's just turned Alexi there. Alexi having a brilliant race. That's going to be a bit of a sigh of relief there for Ches. Ches being able to create a bit of a gap from that. Now up to 6 seconds between Alexi and Ches, which is definitely going to be quite good for him, as we do see Shalwin saying top speed Lexus is a monster in a straight line with no wing. That is true, but not many people use a Lexus with no wing, I believe, because
I'm gonna say for me the top 3 is gonna be the Mustang, the Lexus, because I forgot about the Lexus.
V12.
It's gonna be tight between the Aston and the BM, I think.
Yeah. Is the V8 fast? I've never really driven the car, if I'm being honest.
Oh, it's got a good top speed on it, but I don't know if it matches the Aston.
The V12 is a bloody monster when it comes to top end speed. That's
True.
a fact.
I mean, I'm willing to wager my bets on the Aston.
You know what? I might just do a drag race. I'm actually quite tempted to do a drag race, you know.
Yeah, we'll go to the Nords and we'll do a drag race. See.
Oh my days, yeah. I was going to say Paul Ricard, but I forgot about the Nords.
Yeah, the dotting is much longer. We can.
Oh my days, how many cars are there? So
how many cars here? As in, I'm assuming in the race he means.
Oh yeah.
We started with I think 36, and I think we're now at 32. There's been a few.
31 it seems now.
Oh really?
But it seems, I believe Meechan has retired though, because we haven't seen him out, so we've got to go down to 31.
He's been in the pits for
Same
11
with
minutes.
Valerio, so I'm assuming we might have gone down to 30.
Yeah, but we did start with 36 cars. There was 40 in qualifying, but for the way this championship works is, if you're too fast, you're not allowed to compete because it's a rookie series.
How can I put all random cars when I play VS? What's just happened? What did you just see that on? Am I going crazy? What just happened?
For who? 'Cause I was watching...
I think there's just been a disconnect because I think I just saw a car going straight into a barrier at 1 billion mile an hour. I'm not sure what happened there.
Uh,
I'm pretty not sure what's happened there. I think it might have been a disconnect. Well, we've just gained another driver back. So I'm really confused now what's just happened there. So I think we've just sustained a disconnect.
Bucci's lost a place. It doesn't look he's got a lot of damage on his car though, but he is struggling to
I
drive
don't
that
think
Ferrari at
that's.
the
I think
moment.
that might be just dirt. I think
I don't
so.
think he's. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm honestly not
Oh,
sure what's happened then.
he's struggling now. It does seem he makes a bit of a mistake going through Hamilton straight there. And it's now going to be Bucci, well, looking to lose his position at this rate. To Mancunian going side by side now, going through Abbey and then Farm Curve. He gets the inside line there. The 909 Lamborghini, but it's not going to be enough. Volfraggy, that's going to be a name I need to remember saying, how can I put all random cars when I play VS? What's VS bots? Do you
Versus
know?
bots, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, play versus bots. I'm not really sure how the system works. It's all down to.
Sorry to interrupt, but we've just crowned the winner. Poppo has just crossed the line in P1. And Licor has just crossed the line in P2, which means
Hilaret.
Hilarat is P3, and that rounds out our top 3. I'm so sorry for jumping in there.
No worries.
Uh,
Volfraggy, if you're in the Toga Discord, ping my username. My name's literally just Alex and then a smiley face. And then I can just go through it with you in DMs if you want. Because it's going to be a bit difficult to say it out loud, because I haven't done AI racing in quite a bit of time. But if you're in the Discord, I believe is linked below in the description. But I'll help you out there if you need it. But we do see Harry Howard going across the line now for P6, as well as Ganley taking P7, as well as Mouchard as well, taking P8 in the McLaren 720 SE. Good, I wouldn't say good stuff from him, to be honest. I don't think he's had the best of races for him, unfortunately, bless him. As well as now Ches going across the line of P9. Great race from him. As well as, is it Pistolesi? That's a really nice name. Going for P10 net, running up the top 10 as we do see Olsen as well. Oh my, Olsen spun that on the final corner going through left field, so we'll get a replay on what's just happened there. Has he sustained damage from it? It looks like he already has quite a bit of damage to the front of his car. Does seem he just goes off and unfortunately spins it there, and he'd lost another 2 positions, it seems, on the final corner.
that's unfortunate for him. As we see now, everyone's crossing the line. Tatari is taking 17th. Piaseki's 18th. Carmano, Tancredi, and Van der Hoven are about to cross the line now. For P19, 20, and 21. That looks like everyone has crossed the line except Brady, who's just coming around Luffield now.
As I will just say it now because some of the drivers will starting to watch the stream now. Driver interviews are open from now all the way until we're going to say a deadline of 9:25. So get into the interview waiting room as quickly as you can, and we will drag you in. We will just, obviously wait for that to happen. So there is just going to be a tiny bit of a waiting game for it. So we will just quickly look at the race replay with it, because I still have the highlights of it as we do go on board with Wave Toga race replay, as I haven't used this in quite a while actually, so it's actually good to get it used again. Hopefully it does work, as we do see a race replay here. We do see already, obviously, the leader, which was the McLaren 720 S Mouchard, fortunately, who lost the position earlier, but it was relatively clean, wouldn't you say, starting the race, and then it became a bit chaotic throughout the race. Would you agree?
Yeah, cops, I was surprised. I don't think there was any incidents. There might have been a little bit of door banging, but really, there wasn't anything out of that. I think the car did start it at Stowe, and then it just continued on for a few laps after that. I don't remember anything happened through Maggots and Beckett's.
I think you might be right there. Once again, I will state the interview waiting room is open, as we will quickly drag in fellow driver, also a former commentator here at Toga Motorsport. Ches, welcome on in, mate.
Hi.
How's the race go for you, mate?
It went well. Starting to get quite comfortable and happy in the car.
I think, yeah, I saw your race, and I think you gained, was it 14 positions since the start of the race?
With the Audi for a while. Okay.
Yeah, he was fast. Tried to get a jump on me for a few corners there, but I just held my ground and went a bit defensive.
Yeah, using the width of the car to your advantage.
Yeah, the humongous width of that thing, the beast,
The thing.
the thing.
In terms of obviously that mandatory pit stop, it definitely threw a few of the drivers off guard with the 10-minute pit window, which I found quite interesting because obviously you don't see something like that every day. But do you think your pit stop went well, or do you think it could have went better, or did it go horrendously?
It didn't really matter how long the window was for me, because I underfueled for the first half, knowing that I would be in the second window opened, and I actually went past the finish line with 2 seconds, like 2 seconds before the window opens. I could have probably dived in, but I was basically on the second lap, and then in.
Hmm.
So worked out quite well for me. It was like me and basically half the field.
Obviously, with just only being like a 2-round kind of championship, you could say, are you going to be there next race, and what would you like to finish in the championship / next race? Because obviously it's Barcelona, and Barcelona being a track which is quite a Marmite track as well. It's quite technical at times, but it's also probably one of my favorite tracks, and I think there's a few of the drivers as well favorites.
It's historically been one of my better tracks, in recent history at least. I think I had a top 7 finish last time we raced here in the rookies. And me being the guy that was always at the back of the field for a couple of seasons, this is huge improvement for me, and I'm hoping to at least be, like, if I'm upper half of the field, I'm happy.
I don't. Is there anything else you want to say, Barry?
I don't think so. I think there's so much carnage I'm trying to do.
That's true.
Yeah,
I was
Jesus
trying.
Christ.
I was just trying to find any points where I could ask something, but it's hard to remember. But no, it was a good race, and I hope you had a good fun. It looked like you had quite a few good battles there.
Yeah, there were a few people that could probably learn to how to rejoin on a couple of the corners. Made contact with one guy, can't remember who exactly, because he rejoined straight onto the racing line when I was under braking for a corner. He sideswiped me. A bit of an interesting one, but I mean, I had a good race anyway, so I don't even think I'm gonna try to raise a penalty or anything for it. I'm quite happy with how my evening ended anyways. But yeah, some people should probably learn a bit more, like they should probably learn better places to rejoin, and yeah, because most of the crashes that I saw with my own eyes were probably rejoins.
We definitely did
And
see
some
some
people also,
quite poor rejoins today. Obviously, that all comes
yeah,
down to stewards' punishments, and they will obviously take appropriate action for the obviously bad rejoins and everything that happened, because it was definitely a chaotic race. But we do see there is another one in the waiting room, so I will have to say goodbye to you now, Ches. Hopefully, we'll play Blazing 8s later. But I hope you have the great rest of your evening. But
have a good one, guys.
See you, mate.
See you later.
So that was Ches from Tobbs Esports. As we do have one other driver still in the interview waiting room, Gabriel Tancredi, I believe that's how you say it. Welcome on in, mate.
Yeah, Dai. Yeah, no, the race was good. So yeah, with the first stint for me at my level right now was just incredible. So yeah, maybe in the second stint I probably made some mistakes, but I'm happy with the result. P18. I'm good. I'm happy. So yeah, head to the next race. So yeah, I don't know what happened with the red flag. So
that was an instant outcome. I did see this earlier, but what's it called? Dexter having his tech whiz like copy and paste machine. He accidentally clicked it, so the red flag didn't apply at all. It was just a misplace there from him.
Yeah, I was lucky that he didn't affect my race, but yeah, I think that probably has ruined someone's race. But I'm happy with the result. yeah, so head straight to Barcelona for the next race.
In terms of next race, obviously it only being a 2-round season, where would you want to finish in the championship? Obviously, not trying to curse you at all. Just want to see what you would be happy with.
I don't know, maybe in the top 15 because yeah, there is a lot of good drivers here. So yeah, P15 in the top 15, it will be a great result for me.
Anything else you want to add, Barry?
I don't know. Yeah, all good.
Not really from me. Just looked like you had some good battles as well. I think especially you were still battling right to the finish line, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly. So like, it looked like you had a good race as well. There was quite a
Thank you
few
so much.
good battles. So other than that, for me, that's all I've got.
Okay, thanks a lot.
So see you in a bit.
Awesome.
Have a good evening, guys.
Yeah,
Bye.
see you
too.
next week.
Bye.
Gabrielle being one of the drivers here, finishing P18. That is going to be the end of today's stream. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Obviously, me being broadcaster here for today, Ace is also known as Alex. Beside me, the legendary Barry, the Irish legend, you could call him, next to me. But that is going to be us for today. Do you have any final words to say, Barry?
No, just thanks everyone for coming. It was a great race. It was very entertaining from our side of things. Obviously, some of the drivers might disagree with that, but you know,
It's just
sorry, I just
racing.
had to cough there. Yeah, just racing. But yeah, no, thanks to everyone. And you know, obviously, it was great entertainment for us and great entertainment for hopefully for everyone in the chat as well. So, yeah, just look forward to seeing what happens next week. I don't think I won't be or tomorrow is the next race. Sorry, I will be here. I believe it's with Mac. We're both commentating, so you'll get
I
to
think you're
hear
right.
my amazing Irish accent once again. You know, that's all. That's all everybody wants. You know.
You don't get to hear the exclusive Welsh accent, though. I'm very glad I don't have a Welsh accent. But
Yeah, I think nobody's gonna miss the Welsh accent.
yeah, cheers, mate.
But no, that's it for me. But thanks for coming, everyone, and hope to see you next time.
Thank you, everyone in chat that was here today. But oh, would you see? So if Rookie Tuesdays now not Wednesday, there's a Wednesday race as well tomorrow. So there's 2 rookie championships, one being today, and then Barry and Mac commentating the one tomorrow. So that is, well, there's obviously still one tomorrow, so there is nothing to be afraid about there. So you haven't missed anything. Just getting an opportunity there. As I've only just seen a replay of what happened there on the number 12 car, going practically airborne there with the number 22 Mustang. But that is going to be it. Thank you for everyone who was in chat. Dexter, Reese, Mank, Woes, Daryl, Amiras, and Davide. And I believe there's a few more. Thank you very much for everyone who joined us today. Have a great rest of your evening and good night. Bye.
Goodbye.